Hey everybody, it's Kyle here. And let me tell you, life sure has a funny way of making YouTube content. So, I just want to tell you about a little experience I just had. So, if you watched my first doctor's appointment in 12-ish years video, you may know that they are worried that I might have high blood pressure. So today I had to go get some blood drawn. And that sounds simple enough, right? They told me, fast before you go. You don't have to make an appointment, just go whenever you feel like it. So today was the day. And it did not go how you would think it would go. Real simple and everything? No. So I go to I fill out all the insurance stuff. They tell me sit here, so he'll come and get you. Okay, so I sit there maybe 10 minutes. They call me back. I go sit on the table, chair, put my arm. She asks me, "What's your lucky arm?" I say, I don't know. I haven't given blood in a really long time. So she looks, she tries my right arm because I have a pretty good vein. And, she pokes me. It's there for about a minute. No blood's wanting to come out. So she's like, well, okay, I'll try your left arm. I'm like, okay. So that starts to work, but I didn't have my arm straight enough. So the first tube was a struggle. Didn't even fill it up all the way. The second tube is when she says, straighten your arm. I said, okay. So I straighten my arm, and, that really gets the trick going, fills that tube up, goes back to do the first tube. I need 3 tubes of blood. The first 2 tubes of blood, I'm fine. I'm talking to her, we're good. The third tube, it's when things kind of took a turn. I nearly passed out. I was this close to passing out. And I had looked at the blood, and I don't think it was because of the blood. I think it was because I wasn't fasting. Or because I was fasting. Because when we started, when she first poked my right arm, she's like, I could tell you've been fasting. Your vein went flat on me. Or something like that. She goes, I said yes. And she said, well, what they didn't probably tell you is that you can have water. Or black coffee. And I said, yeah, they didn't say that. I haven't had any water today. She's like, oh, well, that would have prevented me from having to, it would have helped. So that was at the beginning of the appointment. We're on the third tube of blood. We're talking. Everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, it's like, ooh, it's getting real hot. Ooh, my vision starts to go. I'm starting to bob. And she's like, are you alright? I'm like, oh, And she ended up getting the third tube of blood. But she ends up asking me, as soon as she's done, can you stand? Do you need your crutches? And I said, no, I think I need some water. So she's like, okay. Runs and gets me the water. And in the meantime, I hear her tell the lady across the hall from us, watch him. So I can see her watching me, but it's still blurry. As soon as she brought me the water, I could tell I was coming out of it. And thanks to Laura Hurt for hearing about me and coming to check on me. She was patting. Well, she told my mom I was white as a ghost and I was sweating bullets, but she gave me wet paper towel, trying to cool me off. She gave me combos. Thank you, Laura. And once I got a little bit of food in me, started to come out of it, they wouldn't let me leave until my mom came to get me. So my mom had to come check me. But in the meantime, as we're trying to bring me out of this, the fire alarm goes off. At first, they assumed it was a drill, so they're like, it's fine. Then a lady comes back and says, well, they didn't call a drill, so they're looking for a wheelchair for me to get me out. Thankfully, it was a drill, so we were okay. But yeah, I have never been that close to passing out. Like it, like I said, this close. um, so next time I have to give blood, hopefully I won't. I'll be sure to drink some water. And it wasn't that I actively avoided drinking water. This morning, excuse me, I woke up and thought, okay, well, I want to get this blood drawn as soon as possible because I'm hungry. So I woke up about 9:30ish and was like, well, I definitely need to shower before I go out in public. So I showered, got ready, we went, and then by the time I waited, it was probably around 11. But I just wasn't thinking about drinking water. It was like, I'm up, I took care of the dog, I got showered and ready, and then I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. But now I know. And now I know I don't ever want to get that close to passing out again. I really think I scared her, the phlebotomist, the original phlebotomist, because Laura didn't come in until after the fact, but my mom said her eyes were bulging out. I think I really freaked her out. So I asked her, how often does this happen? She's like, well, we're prepared. And, she did tell me, like, if you passed out, I would have taken the needle out. You are more important than your blood. So that was reassuring. But thankfully, I didn't pass out, but that was definitely the closest I've ever came to passing out. Because the vision was fuzzy, I was rocking, I was sweating through my shirt. And yeah, like I said, the first 2 tubes, perfectly fine. The third one, though. But, go to have a simple blood draw and nearly pass out and nearly, have to leave the hospital because of a fire. Or at least a fire drill. But my mom said, well, if they were going to wheel you out in the wheelchair, we were just going to wheel you to the car and go home. But as soon as I got food in me, I was much better. So now I know for next time, but hopefully there won't be a next time. And hopefully the blood won't show anything too serious as to why I have high blood pressure. It does run in my family, so it isn't a surprise, but I hope she's also checking my kidneys and all that kind of stuff, so I hope it's nothing too serious. But I had to share that experience of me nearly passing out, just getting my blood drawn. Like I said, life sure has a funny way of creating YouTube content. And I do start therapy here. They've already given me a call. So within 2 weeks from today, I will have already had my evaluation. So that'll be coming soon. Please stay tuned if you've enjoyed this video and hearing about me nearly passing out. Like the first time I've drawn blood in nearly 10 years or more. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends for a laugh. Subscribe for new videos every Tuesday. Turn on the bell notifications to be notified every time I post a video. And I will see you next time.